All right, Duke Blue Devils, let's go. Let's get into this Cameron Crazies. My Duke Army. This is your Duke Blue Devils Game 5 recap from this past Tuesday. And in Game 5, the Blue Devils get the win over the Kansas Jayhawks, 78-66. That now improves the Blue Devils record on the year to 5-0. Cameron Bruiser led the way for Duke with 18 points. Isaiah Evans had 16 points. Patrick Ngumba had 13 points. Caleb Foster had 7. And Dame Shar had 6. The Blue Devils bench had a total of 18 points. The Blue Devils bench had a total of 18 points. The other Boozer brother, Caden Boozer, the younger Boozer brother, Caden Boozer, led the Blue Devils off the bench with 7 of those points. Cameron Boozer had the most rebounds for the Blue Devils with 10 rebounds. And Cameron Boozer also had the most assists for the Blue Devils with 5 assists. Your player of the game for the Blue Devils is going to be, once again, Cameron Boozer with 18 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. That's a double-double. I think he's had a double-double in every game this year. I'd have to check, but I'm pretty sure he's had a double-double in almost every game this year, maybe with the exception of one. Might even be every game this year, but anyways. The Blue Devils' next game is tomorrow at home against the Niagara Purple Eagles. I don't know why they put these teams on the schedule for teams like Duke and Kansas and Texas and the powerhouse schools, because these are just schools. I know every team has a chance, but do these teams, some of these teams, honestly think they're going to walk into Duke or walk into North Carolina or Kansas or Kentucky and beat them? Are you kidding me? That's why when they go to the tournament, some of these teams just get obliterated. It's not even funny to watch. But anyways, liking how this Duke team is looking so far. Obviously, you know, we played some not so great teams, but Kansas was probably our first big test of the year. I mean, I know Kansas ain't playing the best right now from what I've heard from a lot of people. I don't pay attention to Kansas. But I also know Kansas without their best player, who's projected to be the number 1 draft pick this year, I guess, in the NBA. So, yeah, that probably hurt them a little bit. But anyways, Duke passed their first big test. Obviously, unfortunately for Duke, thing I hate about it is they still got to play 7 more out-of-conference games before they get into the conference. So they got 7 more out-of-conference games. And then they'll go on to play 14 straight conference games. And then I believe they play like 2 out-of-conference games against Michigan and Notre Dame back-to-back. And then they end up with their last 3 games of the year within the conference. Then the last 3 games of the year will be conference games, which the last one being against their rivals, the North Carolina Tar Heels, which is always how it is every year. But I like Duke's chances here. I am going to favor them. And then maybe it's my bias for my team. I'm going to favor the Blue Devils to win the ACC this year. Not the ACC tournament so much, but the ACC regular season. A lot of good teams this year. North Carolina's looking pretty good right now. I mean, but we'll see what happens. Barring any injuries, knock on that proverbial wood that we don't get any major injuries and that Duke will continue to roll. I'm hoping they can go into conference play with at least, I would love to see them go into conference play undefeated, but yet we still got Florida to play yet, who obviously won the national title last year. They're a very good team again this year. Got Arkansas yet to play, and Michigan State. 3 good schools right there. But if Duke can go into conference play with 2 losses or less, I think we're sitting pretty good there. But anyways, you guys enjoy your day. Go Blue Devils. You guys enjoy your days. Like I said, Blue Devils' next game is tomorrow at home against the Niagara Purple Eagles. But anyways, go Blue Devils.